With a look at flooding caused by storms.
According to the National Weather Service, flooding results in more deaths than any other kind of severe weather aside from heat. 6 First Alert meteorologist Jarrett Lansford takes a closer look at how flooding could become a bigger hazard in the future.
The biggest thing I've noticed is that there is no time when you can't get heavy rain anymore.
A changing climate doesn't only affect our temperatures. Hydrologist David Pearson with the National Weather Service has seen precipitation impacted too. This is true both on the dry side of the scale that we have seen lately.
It takes a long time to undo those extremes, especially on the dry side, because it gets entrenched and just becomes part of a larger scale pattern.
As well as the wet side. Flooding, particularly flash flooding, is an issue that may be enhanced with the warming climate.
As you get warmer, the idea is that that can enhance the amount of available moisture in the air. So from a rainfall standpoint, when it does rain, you've got more moisture to work with, and therefore you can have those higher rainfall rates.
One recent example cited by Pearson, the 2019 Heartland floods. A perfect storm of frozen ground, snow depth over a foot, a sudden surge in temperatures, and a rainfall exceeding 3 inches led to widespread catastrophic flooding in our area.
Moving forward, the thing to watch is those coincidental weather events could become more common because sort of all bets are off now.
Here's another one cited by Pearson. Remember this one? On the evening of August 7th, 2021, thunderstorms dropped 3 to 5 inches of rain in just over an hour downtown. It caused a flash flood emergency with water rescues and over $1 million in damages.
That heavy rainfall event has even influenced how the National Weather Service approaches the lead up to future storms.
If you're watching for heavy rain, then you're also thinking about that, okay, I'm watching for heavy rain, but if it falls in downtown Omaha at the old market, this is what could happen.
So, as these extreme events increase, both for drought and flooding, the impacts will be felt by many, and it has already been felt by some. For 6 First Alert Weather, Jarrett Lansford, 6 News.